Hello everyone and welcome back to Aussie Starcraft, where we're casting more of the Acer Team Story Cup. In the bottom left hand corner as our purple Zerg, it's Acer's Scarlett. In the bottom right hand corner is Millennium's ForGG. Now, really looking forward to this game. We've had a massive amount of Zerg vs Zerg on the channel lately. We were casting the Kaspersky Arena and there's just matchup after matchup of Zerg vs Zerg, so I apologise to all our Terran and Protoss fans out there. I promise we'll be seeing a lot more TVP and PVZ. So I hope you guys are holding out for some great games. I know Scarlett and ForGG have always given us great games in the past, so we'll see what they have in store for us today. Of course, the map is Frost, so a lot of you very familiar with it. It's been in the map pool for quite a while, but natural base, very easy to secure. Quite a thin choke here, easily defended from the high ground, particularly for Terran. Siege tanks and things up here, very powerful, easy to defend your natural. Third base also located at the bottom of this large ramp. You can defend the ramp. It is too easy to surround, but third base down here, not that difficult to take and hold. So a map that's easy for Terran to get 3 base, always going to be a challenge for our Zerg players, but on the same count, it's quite easy to threaten these bases with Mutalisks from a multitude of angles. So particularly this potential third or fourth base can be attacked from virtually any angle. Air, ground, very difficult to secure. So we'll see if that plays a role at all in this game, or we'll see if our players have something else in store for us here. So a lot of interesting angles that Terran players can exploit for both drops and things like siege tank positioning. With a clever positioning on the attack, you can obviously, this third base could be potentially very difficult to hold, as we have players spawning across from each other. These third bases quite easily siege from the high ground, things like siege tanks. So we'll see how ForGG plans to go on the attack, or whether he'll be attacking at all, or whether Scarlett will be setting the pace this game. Scarlett scouting out and working out that ForGG is not in the top left hand corner. Another Overlord moving out to the bottom right, so we'll be scouting this quite quickly. We have a barracks on the way, command center first on the low ground. Bit of a bold play, but again, on a 4-player map of this size, it'd be quite rare for Zerglings to be able to get across and threaten this without having plenty of time to prepare and defend. Scarlett not doing any sort of crazy 6 or 7 pool. There's a fairly safe move on Frost. So ForGG knocking out his first Marine here. We have orbital commands now on the way. Gas mining from one refinery. Likely see a factory go down shortly, perhaps a reactor. We'll see what he has in store for us. Was a fan of the Hellion play in the previous game, though. It seems to be the current metagame that most Terran will put out 3 or 4 early Hellions against Zerg. Use them to try and contain any early Zerglings, as well as deny any creep spread and that sort of thing. Deny any super early third bases. It is the current metagame that we're seeing quite a lot of. So we'll see how it shapes up here. We have ForGG going for his reactor, factory also on the way, so very likely based on the position of these, we'll see those swap out and some more factories on the way. Scarlett's been a pretty relentless Zergling, Baneling, Muta player in the WCS. We've seen absolutely fantastic control out of her with those, so I expect a fairly dynamic matchup here, as we'll likely see what's become very traditional in Zerg versus Terran, and that's the biomine pushing against Zergling, Baneling, Muta. It always makes for a hugely exciting matchup. Lots of micro on both players' parts. They try and dodge and split against Banelings, and dodge and find and kill Widow mines respectively. So always a lot of fun to watch. So we'll see what these two have in mind. Not a very aggressive opening to this game. We can see ForGG throwing down his supply depots to wall off quite quickly. This Overlord will go down some the micro there to make sure they can get in range and kill it quite quickly. That's going to shut down the scouting for Scarlett. We can see the next closest Overlord's all the way over here. So Scarlett will effectively have a couple of minutes where she'll be playing the blind, and we'll see if ForGG can exploit that at all. We can see he's starting to knock out a few Hellions here, get an idea of what's going on Scarlett's side of the field. oh, third base actually thrown down in this quite open location, but expanding away from ForGG's obviously a wise choice. This third base expanding here is just asking to be to have this exploited with siege tanks. Not common that you'll expand towards your opponent, particularly on a low ground expansion like that. So this expansion definitely is a smart choice though. Or nice for ForGG in that the Hellions can play havoc here. They can slip in from either side quite easily and light up a few drones. So we'll see just how Scarlett chooses to react to these Hellions. We can see Stimpack halfway finished. We have more Hellions coming out, so 6 Hellions on the way. A few more barracks also on the way from ForGG. Third base now moving out himself. Obviously enjoying the map control that these Hellions are giving him. He can take that third base fairly safely and try and erect some static D around it before Scarlett can get into a position to exploit it. We do have, of course, double upgrades on the way, +1/+1 going now. Zerg doing their melee weapons and carapace weapons level 1. We do have Lair on the way, and given how much gas Scarlett has now, by the time she throws down the gas at this third base, we could see quite a early push for mutas, and not a whole lot in the way of Marines or any air defense in place for GG currently. So we'll see if he can get that in place in time, or whether we'll indeed see a spire thrown down and see Scarlett moving out with a Mutalist cloud. So interesting. We can see the pneumatized carapace on the way now, so Overlord speed. We're going to be seeing fast Overlords. That'll help her scout out and generally get the information she needs. Particularly important when, and indeed we do have the spire going down. I'll talk about that in a moment. The reason the fast Overlords is very important is so often you'll see Terran players try and defend with Widow Mines. They throw down the Widow Mines as a nice safe defender against the Mutalists. Mutalists can't see them. They clump up horribly and die wonderfully to a few well-positioned Widow Mines. The reason this is important is the only way, of course, to see the Widow Mines is with detection, and Overseers are slower than the Mutalists, so if you're not controlling carefully, you see the Mutalisks fly in and die to the Widow Mines, and the Overlords show up just in time to spot the Widow Mines that have just wiped out your Mutalisks. So Spire finishing up now. We have a bunker in the third base. Nice choice actually. A lot of players would throw down a missile turret or two, but the bunker's going to help keep these units safe from both air and ground, so I really like that choice out of ForGG. No defense in the natural just yet, and no defense in the main. No missile turrets particularly, so stopping this creep spread's a nice little pickup for ForGG, but I just wonder how he's going to react to these Mutalists. We have Zerglings and Banelings here to help clean us up. Oh, swinging to the right, and I think that was probably bad decisions there. They're great surround from Scarlett, able to pick off those Hellions, so if we check out the units lost tab, we can see fairly even for both these players. Income tab, again, Harvester's almost dead even there, so very even game. Oh, nice drop in the main base. ForGG's strolling in here. He's going to gun down this spawning pool, and this is actually quite a big pickup. It means no Zerglings will be on the field for some time, which means no Banelings. So very important little pickup for ForGG, and able to get out of there quite easily. So these Mutalists are going to need to get active and try and pick off these medevacs as quick as possible. We can see ForGG trying to drop Marines to stop those Mutalists as best they can, but can he get one? A little bit more control. He does pick off the first medevac. Will the second one go down? These Marines getting picked off now. We have the spawning pool going down again, but we do see quite a large Marine force. I think that spawning pool is a vital pickup. Without the Zerglings, you can't morph any Banelings, and that's going to leave you in a horrible position against this large Marine follow-up attack. So, ForGG, nice little pickup there. Playing obviously very aware, able to move out here with these. We do have a lot of Zerglings on the field at the moment, so perhaps not able to exploit that as best as we hope. Waiting for some biomine support. Obviously, Scarlett would have been in a horrible position with only being able to produce Mutalisks against these Marines and Widow Mines. Infestation pool actually going down now, so we'll yet to be seen whether that's just for the hive tech or whether that's in fact to get infestors to help counter this large bio force. Moving out here, Widow Mines are unburrowed, so these Marines 1/1 upgrades are going to fare fairly well against the Zerglings. Zerglings do have 2-2 already, something we've consistently seen out of Scarlett. Great upgrades on her ground unit. Very aware of what she needs in this matchup, but ForGG doing a great job of cleaning up this creep, pushing it right back. So he's going to be able to insert himself, and this is what we see so often in Zerg vs Terran. It's the Terran posturing at the Zerg's third base. They put on pressure hoping they can crack it, and particularly 3-base Zerg against 3-base Terran. The Terran is going to win every day, all day long. So Scarlett able to push this back. There's a lot of reinforcements moving in here. Scarlett going to be forced back with these Mutalisks, and we start to see almost this relentless yo-yo action at the Zerg's third base. So I don't believe ForGG is aware of this fourth base. Indeed, we can see in his vision that he is not. So that's potentially something that he should try and scout, as he's putting a lot of pressure on this third base, but it's not actually as crucial to Scarlett as perhaps thinking. So this fourth base, very exposed, could be picked off quite easily with the drop or this ground force. So we'll see how these players decide to play it out. Nice few Baneling connections. They're able to pick up plenty of these Marines. We check out the units tab. It's fairly even on supply at the moment, 152 to 143. The units lost tab actually dead even here, which is quite good for Scarlett. She wants to be keeping that even while she's up on a base, means she's got more money to burn. These Marines forcing their way in here, just trying to be the most unwelcome house guests. Zerglings trying to make their way in. Widowmine's getting decent connection on that one. 7 kills on one Widowmine, 13 on Mr. Sergeant Widowmine there, just carrying the load for the team. The other slackers only killing single Zerglings, but Sergeant Widowmine here actually going to get off cooldown and potentially get another kill. So this Widowmine definitely doing the work for the team. We pull up the production tab. We have 3-3 on the way for ForGG. Is well ahead of Scarlett's 3-3 upgrade. Still hasn't started, but we do have flyer attacks level 2 on the way, and 16 Zerglings as well. So Scarlett trying to hold off this attack on her third base as best she can, spreading creep to prevent ForGG from taking his own fourth base, both locations. But ForGG has quite a substantial army here pressuring on the fourth. Scarlett's got great macro, being able to continually morph in more and more Zerglings and Banelings. Clean up these medevacs, a big pickup here. Oh, a little bit of a misclick there, but able to get the medevac in the end. These Marines going to continue to force in these Widowmines. Widowmine's able to do great damage against the Zerglings. Oh, Overlord's getting picked off. That's going to prevent Scarlett from being able to defend this properly. She really needs to be able to spot these Widowmines and pick them off before they mow down the supply block here at a potentially pivotal time. What's Scarlett going to do? Nice preemptive splits on these Marines. Widowmines are starting to get very cost-effective hits on the Muta, though we are seeing quite a large Muta cloud start to form. 22 Mutalisks on the field, able to pick off these Widowmines quite quickly. That Widowmine potentially doing more damage to the Marines than it did to the Zerglings. You see Scarlett here trying desperately to defend this third base. Is really what it's really become about in a Terran vs Zerg matchup, is the ability for Biomine players to produce this scary force and pressure the Zerg third base. A lot of emphasis on the Zerg player to maintain their macro, continually stream units in to defend this. 3-3 finally underway now for Scarlett, trying to pick off these rocks to try and open this up a little bit. The last thing Scarlett wants is this Terran force to be able to insert itself in little chokes here. Fight so effectively in a choke. Zerg want to get him out, get this around. A Thor here, that's going to be great for ForGG. Going to get massive splash damage here, and we can see the splash damage of the Thor combined with the Widowmines have been just brutal. We can see that a whole Muta cloud on orange and red health. Another volley or two could be absolutely devastating. This Thor posturing very aggressively against this expansion. We may actually see the third base go down here. ForGG split very well across here, and we're just seeing great play out of ForGG. Scarlett's just such a fantastic Zerg player, but to be able to muscle in here against Scarlett's just absolutely unheard of. We've seen Scarlett play very well against some of the best Terran players in the world, able to play excellently against Bomber and others in the WCS. and we're not accustomed to see a break here. We have a massive Zergling Baneling force moving in from the back, but Mutalisk forced to engage in a very not cost-effective manner here at the front, and it's very bad for a force back. Just the Mutalisk, no Zerglings, and none on the way. We have Scarlett going to be forced to tap out there. The third base, being able to break it, just key for ForGG here. So great set of games from both these players. ForGG able to muscle his way in and take the game there. So great. Looks like ForGG's TVZ is just as good as his TVT. So excellent play out of both these players. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up if you did. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's any games from this series that I haven't cast that you'd like to see, let us know down below. There's a great series of games. A lot of TVT in there as well. I know there's a few TVT fans out there. Very dynamic matchup. Let us know what you'd like to see, guys. Happy to cast it. Hope you're enjoying them, and by all means, go ahead and share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you in the next cast. Have a great night.